How's it going, mi gente? Let's talk about the Charter Arms Undercover 2. This is going to be a kind of a two-part video. One is going to be talking about the actual revolver, and the second part is how to shoot a snub-nose revolver better. A lot of people consider these type of guns basically the master's gun because you only have 6 shots. This is an air weight, weighs almost nothing, and it has that long double action trigger. Okay. Very easy to learn, right? But very hard to master and shoot accurately. So at the end, I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how to shoot these snub-nose revolvers better. Okay. First and foremost, if you were in the market for something like this, right? This could be a great pocket rocket, ankle gun, backup gun, or even a mailbox gun. I kind of use it for all those scenarios, really. Whatever your POA is to steal from, nothing fancy, whatever your philosophy of use is for getting a snub nose, this one fits the bill. And I'm gonna give you a couple reasons why. First and foremost, the trigger. Okay, this is a 9-pound double action trigger, very smooth. Okay, no stacking whatsoever. It's a straight pull back, right? Yeah, you can stage it, right? But you just, these are kind of up close and personal guns. So for shooting, rapid double action, very easy. And then the single action, you could just breathe on that sucker and it goes off, right? I'm measuring the double action right about 10 pounds. Okay, let's put on the trigger scale so y'all can see it. Actually, right about 9 pounds, my bad. See that, 9 pounds, right? And then let's try the single action. I'm measuring this right about 3 pounds on average. So, yep, just under 3 pounds. Most of the time I get like 3 on the dot and 9, just under 9 for the double action. Real quick, the grips, it comes with these. I don't know what they're made of. They look really nice, but they have no texture whatsoever, very slippery. I had to put the skateboard grip on it, and they still sucked. Throw them away. Go to their website and get the combat rubber grips. Get that out of there. These are amazing. As a rule of thumb, if I cannot get my pinky on it, I will not carry it. Okay. How do I carry this? Well, just about every single way. This is a, I have the bag here, Elite Survival Systems holster. This is what I use for pocket carry. And the reason why I like it is a lot of people don't like the exposed hammers because they're worried this is going to snag. But I've never had that issue, and I practice quite a bit because this actually covers the holster. Or sorry, covers the hammer, if you will, right? So covers the trigger, right? Covers the hammer. This is not going to snag on anything. You could even pull it out, and as you're pulling it out, cock it back to get that first shot, and then the rest will be double action. Okay. I also, when I appendix carry, snub-nose revolvers are the only ones I have felt comfortable appendix carrying. I know it's very popular, but I feel like it limits, my actual ability to fight. Like if I have to do throws and stuff like that, very difficult if I have, a longer barrel. But with these snub-nose, I have no issues. Fits perfectly, all right? Nice little holster here, good retention. Or I even carry this sometimes in the ankle. This is DeSantis, comes with this suede interior, very, very nice, right? And it fits perfectly over with some pants over it. You cannot tell that you are carrying, even with the extended grip. Okay, how to shoot snub-nose revolvers better, okay? Couple tips I've learned over the years, right? Because a lot of people say that these are the master's guns. These guns are very difficult to master, very easy to learn, right? But very difficult to master. So let's get into that. Your trigger finger, okay? Instead of shooting it like a semi-auto that you're using the pad, right? I highly recommend you get to the second digit, okay? Now this is personal for everybody, right? And you gotta practice shooting this and see, or dry firing, that's why I have the snap cap in this, right? And see where your finger reach lies in there so that you could get that pull straight to the rear without disturbing the sights. And for me, okay, I've experimented with all parts of the finger, and this right here is where I find the most comfortable. I learned this from an old retired cop that, you know, they used to use 6 shooters back in the day. And I was like, nah, I'm done with snub nose revolvers. He's like, dude, let me show you a thing right here, boy. That's how you pull a snub nose or a revolver, a wheel gun, is with that digit right there. Okay, next is the grip. Okay, now I know a lot of people shoot snub noses like this, okay? The reason why I stopped carrying snub noses and I got rid of all my old ones for a while is because when I would draw from the holster rapidly and try to shoot in a more stress-induced scenario, I always went back to the semi-auto grip, okay? But here's what I learned from YouTuber Caleb Givings. He's a champion revolver shooter, shoots competitively, and he uses the thumbs forward grip, just like his semi-auto, okay? I've been using this for a while now, and I find great success, okay? A lot of people will tell you, no, don't do that, you're gonna blow off your thumb. Guys, as long as it's not protruding out, okay? That's why I say get these rubberized grips, because look, okay, I'm just behind, right, the actual, where the actual blast will come out of, right? Just behind the cylinder gap, right? You're gonna be just fine. This is the best way to control recoil. Also, you cannot use this grip on a Chiappa Rhino because Chiappa Rhino's barrel is actually in the bottom. So they, you know, this manual specifically says you have to hold it with the, you know, I don't know how the fuck you do that shit anymore. I shoot it thumbs forward. I shoot this very accurately. I'll put in a picture of my last range session with it. And yeah, those are the best tips I could give you, right? And definitely get yourself a grip that you can actually put your pinky on there, right? Pinky makes up for a lot of your strength, right, in your grip, and believe it or not. So definitely get the combat style grips, right? Get as high as possible without, you know, getting hammer bite, right? Thumbs forward, right, to second digit, straight pull back, right? And yeah, if you're shooting single action now, you can go to the pad, right? But chances are you're gonna be shooting double action. All right, mi gente, I gotta go. Got a bodyguard gig coming up for a famous porn star. This is gonna be my backup gun, and I'll see you later. Peace, mi gente.